Hello, strong people. Week 2, day 2 of America's Strongest Man Prep. We got deadlifts today. Well, we're starting with bag toss. 5 sets of 3 at 40 pounds, I believe. So, pretty typical stuff there. And then we're doing deadlifts. So, this is like my first true deadlift session back on a straight bar. It's an axle, but the bar's straight. So, excuse me. I was on phones today, and my throat's still sore. So, I really don't talk that much outside of that. So, talking consistently for like 6 hours or so, I don't like it. But deadlifts. It's a real set today, so we actually have heavy-ish stuff. It is, 3 sets of 6 between 600 and 650, I think. Pretty big gap there. So what I'm tempted to do, I'm trying to think. So I mention this every time I have axle. The axle is 68 pounds, so instead of 6 plates being 585, it's going to be 608. So I may pyramid up. I may go 608, like 638 or 633, something like that. And then 650-ish, like 653 or something. So I may do that. But there's going to be an added element to this. So first set's going to be kind of business as usual. But the top 2 sets, I only have 3 sets. So the top 2, they are, I have to do a rep. Did I say sets of 6? I think it's sets of 5 or 4. Something like, I don't know, whatever it is. You'll see. But after each rep, I have to unstrap, step over the bar, re-strap in, and then pull it. And then repeat that for however many reps I have programmed. So that's to mimic it's a deadlift ladder. So it's 4 bars. So obviously I got to pull one, step over, pull the second one, step over, pull it, and then if we're lucky enough, we get all 4. So, or strong enough, whatever you want to call it. So, it's going to be a challenge, but resetting on each lift like this is going to be challenging. So, see what we got. Let's get into it. Okay. Back toss is okay. I don't know. I start getting in a weird rhythm, or not out of a rhythm, whenever I'm trying to throw for height. Like I'm trying to think of too many different things at once, and I understand that the objective is to throw the heaviest weight possible over 15 feet. But it's still kind of the same principle, throw the bag as high as you can, because you still got to throw it high enough to get over. So, I'm really trying to hammer it down that I need to throw more up and less over. Figuring out how to do that exactly, I'm not quite sure yet. There's a couple sets there, or a couple throws where I specifically was like, literally just throw this straight up in the air. In my head, that's what I was trying to do. I was literally trying to throw it up and just have it land back down on me. And because I'm kind of jumping back into it, I am getting a little bit of backward momentum, so it's going to be enough to carry it over in my mind. So I think that's probably the way to go about it. But it's still a little bit funky. What feels best is just kind of gripping and ripping, but I know that probably won't get me the best result for an event like this. So if I can just keep kind of drilling it in, that just throw it high, should be better. I don't know. I'll obviously ask my coach about that kind of a cue thought process to see what his thoughts are on it. So not bad, but we're moving on to deadlifts now. I've already warmed up a little bit. We're up to 4 plates, so like 428. Yeah, I think 428. And then 518 and 608 and so on. So throw a belt on now and then kind of go from there. I thought about using these straps for this, but I cannot get them on and off fast enough for a ladder style event. So we're going with these regular ones. I would love to combine these two. I want this design, but with this material. These are like, what is this, nylon or something? And I think these are just like cotton. I could be wrong about that, but whatever they are. I prefer this material a lot. But I like the design of this. These ones, I like this design because once you're in, you are locked in. But that isn't, you don't always need that, I guess, but it's not super relevant. I've already made the decision to just stick with this because it's just, I don't know. It probably won't matter that much in the grand scheme of things for an event like this because, well, no, it probably will, because I would imagine not too many people get the last bar, so speed is going to matter on the first 3. So I think I need to go towards these ones because I can get them on and off faster. So just kind of talk myself through that one, but let's do some actual deadlifting now. Wow. Oh God, that's tough. That's really tough. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. It would have been smarter to probably stick at 633 for that last set, but I have no shame in what I just did there. I was thinking, and also the going back and forth is not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. I kind of like it, but I was like, this seems really heavy, at least for like a first thing back. Obviously, I'm 5 weeks out, so I'm kind of skipping ahead programming wise. But I am back in OSG prep. I should probably look to see what I was doing for Iron Grizzly, because there was a max axle there too. But going back to OSG prep, obviously I'm wearing a suit then. I had a day that was very similar to this. It was almost the same thing, like 600, 630, 650. And I did 658 for 5 reps there with the suit as my top set. So I got 3 at 653, no suit. And I barely got that 5th rep on that with the suit. It was 4 okay reps. So I am not terribly far behind my suited pulls, pulling raw right now, which is crazy to think about. I do feel like I'm incorporating my legs a little bit better. I know it doesn't look like it because I keep my shins pretty upright, and my hips are pretty high when I deadlift. But they're like that whenever I do trap bar too. So it's not like it's that much of a different position. It's just my hands are out in front of me for this. So it's a little bit of a transition, but I mean, those all felt pretty good tonight. My upper back felt a little bit loose, but not necessarily a bad thing. Might keep my arms long so I don't have to pull the bars far. The straps feel a little wonky still. I'm getting used to those again. But not bad. I have a general idea of what I have next. I think there's some like RDLs, some rows, some squats in there. So, God, I took a long time between those deadlifts because after each set I was just like, oh my God, am I okay? Like that first set felt awful, but watching it back I was like, those moved pretty well. It's just a different feeling pressure-wise on the body. Trap bar, there's some pressure off the floor, and then you don't really feel anything after that, at least for me. On a regular deadlift or axle deadlift like this, I feel it kind of the whole way. You know, there's not really a moment in there where you're like, oh, I feel the pressure is kind of gone. Once you're locked out a little bit, but not the same way a trap bar is. So it's a bit of an adjustment doing that, but I'm pretty happy. Doing 633 for, and I actually forgot a rep on that first set. I had to go back and do it. That's why you see me kind of unstrap, go back for the 6th. So, but 633 for 6, that's pretty good. 2 years ago? A little bit, like 2.5 years ago now, I did 600 for 9 on a deadlift bar touch and go. So 633 for 6 reps on an axle after a set of 608 for 6. Deadlift's moving in the right direction. All right, I need to stop talking and actually move on because I'm going to be out here forever. Yeah, let's just do it. I don't know if that was 7 or 8. Oh, God. Oh my God. This is a heavy prep. I don't want to talk too long because I've literally been out here for way too long. My wife probably thinks I'm dead. So I'll go in there and assure her that that's not the case. Unless it happens on this set, this next 2 sets. So if you're seeing this, probably lived. If you don't see it, then you're not gonna know about this part. So, whatever. Let's do a set of this. Reverse hypers. Even this feels terrible. These weights, this prep, this for deadlift specifically, is heavier than OSG was last year. And I was using a suit then. It's gonna be, I cannot make many mistakes. I gotta minimize mistakes. Everything has to be pretty much dialed in to be able to do this week in and week out, because it's only going to get heavier. My brain's like not even functioning anymore. I'm so hungry. Squats, they were good. What else did they even do? Oh, RDLs. They're RDLs. Something that I realized while I was getting ready for my RDLs, I always heard that cue to keep your arms long in a deadlift. Flex your tricep. I've literally never done that before until now. I might try to keep that in. I don't know how much it actually helps, but I get the idea, keeping your arms long. RDLs, they felt fine, felt heavy, especially after deadlifts. Squats, that was challenging. My knees were pretty sore working my way up. Really from all the push press the other day. All those quick sudden movements with my knees. That many sets back to back to back. Just a little bit tired. It was fine once I was warming up, but not a big deal. I know I can go heavier on that. It's just after everything else, it was not great. Pendlay rows. I love Pendlay rows. That's like one of the first deadlift accessories I implemented. Like way back when, because I saw a Kaylor Woolham Dr. Deadlift video on a Mark Bell Super Training Gym channel. And he would do those with like 600 pounds or something crazy like that. And it'd be pretty sloppy too, like a lot of body English, like it's just moving weight at that point. Which when you're trying to get strong, makes sense, this isn't bodybuilding, we're here to move weight. But I'm trying to nail my starting position down, and really press with my legs into the floor to start those, because that's probably my biggest flaw with deadlifting, is just not really using my legs like I should. Because my hips are higher, I generally don't have as much quad drive off the floor, and that's okay. I still get some. I want to make use of what I can get out of them. So I'm pretty happy with those Pendlay rows. Let's just do this last set and be done, because I'm tired. That was rough. All right. Oh my God. All right, that's where I'm calling the video. I don't have anything left. And if you're new to this channel, thank you for being here. We're coming up to 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. I think we're at like 936 or something. That's crazy. I don't even know what else to say, but thank you. So, if you like seeing me suffer like this, or you want to see what just, you know, like a strong man does while they train, you're in the right place. If you like training videos, if you like watching bugs fly into people's ears, you're in the right place. So until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.